public sector undertakings, it's India's government-owned entity, 51% stake of the ownership of government and state. These type of firms can also be a joint venture, multiple PSU. This entity perform commercial function and PSU the government initially prioritized strategic sectors such as communication, irrigation, chemical, heavy industry and nationalization corporation. PSU subsequently expanded into consumer goods production and service area like contracting, consulting and transportation. So their goals includes increasing export, reducing import, fostering infra development, driving economical growth and generating job opportunities. Each PSU has their own recruitment rules and employment in PSU highly sought after India due to the high pay and its job security, with most preferring candidate with GATE. These jobs are very well known for the very high pay scale compared to other government jobs. Facilities such as bungalow, pension, and other subsidy facility are for very good plan on a township. PSU non-executive such as it is a non-executive as worker have huge fiscal difference compared to private sector. 1951 PSU under the ownership of the government. By March, the number of such government entities has increased 365 in 1951, and these government entities are represent total investment or their total paid up capital stood about 200 lakh crore and have earned the revenue about this. So when India has achieved independence in 1947, it was primarily an agrarian. It was agrarian with a weak industrial base. There were only 18 state-owned Indian ordnance factories, previously established to reduce the dependency on the British on the imported arm. British Raj has previously elected to leave agriculture production with that tea and jute mill. Uh, just some of the economical entity largely owned by the private individuals like Jamsetji Tata and other entity listed Bombay Stock Exchange. So critics of the private ownership India agriculture industrial entity, most notably Mahatma Gandhi independent movement, instead advocated for self-sufficient, largely agrarian, communal village-based existence in India. So other contemporary is India's public sector under lack of well-funded school, library and hospital, medical engineering, lack of impeding and India's Republic British owned industrialization in previous century. Post-independent national census turned the favor of rapid industrialization, a process seen as a key to the economical development, improved living standard and economical sovereignty. Building the Bombay Plan, which noted the necessary government intervention, regulations, industrial policy resolution in 1948 laid down in the Brock Stock and Strategic Industrial Development Planning Commission was formed in 1950 March. An Industrial Act was enacted 1951, objective empowering government to take necessary steps regulate industry. The first PM of the Jawaharlal Nehru promoted economical policy, import substitution and advocated mixed economy. He believed that establishment of basic heavy industry was fundamental to the development and modernization. India's second five-year plan 1956 to 60 and industrial policy was 1956. His vision was carried out the V. Krishna Murthy, a figure of known the father of public sector undertaking and India's statistician Prasanta Chandra Mahalanobis was instrumental formulation of the term the Feldman Mahalanobis model. In 1969, Indira Gandhi government nationalized 14 of India's largest private bank, and in addition 1980 this government-led industrial policy with the corresponding restriction on private enterprises was the dominant pattern of Indian economical development. In 1991 industrial economical crisis, after this government began the divesting development, the PSU went to raise the capital, privatized company facing poor financial performance. Management, the public sector undertaking headed head of the board of director and also known as chairperson. Here is a chairperson or board of director come chief executive officer and vice chairperson come deputy managing director and come co-chief executive officer along with a member of board of director, also known the executive director, who are the group A gazetted officer, president of India. In case of central public sector undertaking, it subsidized its division and appointed the governor of a state of India. In case of a state public sector company, it subsidized. So all the public sector undertaking have been awarded additional financial autonomy. Government establishment that have comparatively advantage, giving them greater autonomy to compete in the global market, support in their drive become a global giant. Financial autonomy was initially awarded to the nine in 1997 Navratna. Originally, the term Navratna means the talisman that was composed of 9 precious gems. Later, this term was adopted the code for the Gupta Emperor Vikramaditya and Mughal Emperor Akbar as a collective name of 9 extraordinary courtiers. In 10, central government established Higher Maharatna and raised the public in 2010. Okay, and that was 1000 to 5000 was the investment, and Maharatna public sector unit can now decide the investment of 15% of net worth, while the Navratna company could invest the 1000 crore without explicit government approval. Two category. So now there is a category of this guideline. Maharatna 3 year average annual net profit 2500, average annual net worth 10,000 crore, average annual turnover 20,000 crore, and this crore free to decide the investment of 15% of net worth. Now 9 jewels Navratna 1000 crore and 15% their net worth and 13% of the net worth in the wall of a score of 60. Net worth, total manpower cost and total cost of production, cost of service. PSU must first the Mini Ratna and have a 4 independent director on the board. Mini Ratna first, that was 500 crore a net worth. There is a 1000 crore and there is a 5000 crore, and 15% of their net worth for the project. Here is a 30%, and Mini Ratna 2 category, and in 2 category there is a Mini Ratna category 300 crore. This is 500, this is 300 crore and 50% of the net worth. Okay, so PSU in India is also categorizing based on the special known financial objectives, that is Companies Act, Section 8 of Companies Act 2013, Section 25 of Companies Act. One is Section 8, one is Section 25 2. So you can see this is a top profit making 10 companies of Maharatna. ONGC, IOCL, PGCIJ, NTPC, SAIL, CIL, GAIL, REC, PFCL and NMDC. Okay, and list of the CPSU. Public sector undertaking can be classified as central public sector undertaking or the state public sector undertaking administered by the Ministry of Heavy Industry. The Department of Public Enterprises, Ministry of Finance is the nodal department for the public sector undertaking. So Ministry of Heavy Industry and Ministry of Finance is the nodal agency. This 14 Maharatna, 24 Navratna and 65 Mini Ratna. Here we can see. So this was a list of this Maharatna companies. So this chapter is we completed.